Yeah, good morning, actually, and good morning to all the viewers. We took this decision after we had a family meeting. And you understand when I say the family meeting, to say other, rules are being relaxed in the country. So regulations. So we thought, okay, if they're relaxed, why can't we resume our netball? Especially looking at, we want to really play the test series against Uganda and Namibia, because of we had basically a dead year for the Spark Proteas and other teams, and more especially that we are preparing for the Under 21 Netball World Championship that will be held from the 2nd to the 11th of December in Fiji. So we cannot have a year that is so dead. We had people dying that we know, and we had this virus being so severe in the country. We took that decision at that time. However, now because of the numbers are going down, and we see that there's now a vaccine in the country, we thought, why not now and do it now and continue with everything that Nepal has to do.
Obviously, a huge part of this, President Molokwane, is adhering to the safety protocols. You had a bio bubble late last year. Any major adjustments to that? Any additions or some things that will be missing from the bio bubble that you held?
No, we learned from that bio bubble, and as we're going to play the Spa Challenge, we are going to go into a bio bubble. As I said in my other interviews, I said, Uganda will have to quarantine for 14 days in Uganda, then test when they go into their quarantine, and after that, 72 hours before they come into the country, they must test and give us those results. When they come into the country after 72 hours. We will also test them, and they'll stay again for another 10 days before we resume our game and play with them. So as we are sure that everybody who's going there, the President's 12, the baby Proteas, the Spa Proteas, will also go into the bio bubble 10 days before and then test also. So as anybody who goes in there, technical officials, everybody, we will make sure that they test and people are COVID free at the time. And we will have compliance officers as obvious, and we'll adhere to all the rules and regulations. No spectators at all, unfortunately. And the media will be very limited.
And you speak of that Spa Challenge. That's the first major event that will be held. And also speaking of Uganda, is there any other guest nation that has confirmed participation in the challenge?
It's definitely. It's Uganda and Namibia that are coming. And we will have the two of them doing the same thing. We are so much focused on Uganda right now because, the rankings, we play in the ranking games. Namibia, to them, it's more beneficial than to us when we play Namibia. However, they've asked us as the sister country in Africa to say, you know what, we need to improve our rankings, and we can only do that by playing top-ranked countries in the world, and which is Uganda and South Africa. So we agreed to them, and they can also play against our under-21 side, and to give them that goal, to understand what is going on. So, yes, we have Namibia and Uganda coming in.
The male national championships were penciled in to be the event that follows the Spa Championship. Is that still the plan, or is it being dropped?
No, it's still a plan. Play last year as we planned, but it was not of our making. For your information, the teams didn't, respond as we wanted them to respond. So this year we decided we're going to play the end of January. Unfortunately, we had to take the decision to suspend the time, and we suspended everything. They are still going to play the male championships at the end of March. We're still going to have that championships played in Sun City. We're still going to have it. And they will also play the championships, their normal championships in September, because they want to play netball. And they said to me, President, even if we can play 3 times a year, we will do it because all we want to do is to play netball. So they will play. We are also going to play the under 17, 18, 19 telecom championships. That is schools, including us as Netball South Africa with the under 19s. We're going to play that. We're going to play the Spa Champs. We're going to do everything that we wanted to do in this year. We are not canceling anything. We are not postponing anything. We will cross the bridge when we get there. I think that's the best thing that we can do, cross the bridge when we get there.
And lastly, President Molokwane, I understand that for the local teams that want to get back on court, there's a mitigation plan that they have to submit to Netball South Africa to be allowed to resume play. Please explain that to us very shortly.
They need to do that because at the end of the day, whatever happens to any player or official, it lies on us as Netball South Africa. So of understanding if you're going to play a tournament, are there compliance officers? Are there sanitizers? How are you going to keep the social distancing? How are you going to make sure that the players don't gather at the same time at the same place the way we're doing it in Netball South Africa? Because when we play TNL, after you play your game, you go home. So how are you going to do that? What is the transport plan? What do you have on you? And who are there? Who's the EMS who's there for you to see what is happening? So we need all the plan. We need to understand everything that you're going to do. Because at the end of the day, if anything happens in netball, it will go back and say, Netball South Africa, did you know about this? So if we didn't know about it, we are going to definitely tell you, all the media houses and everybody in the country, that we didn't know about it. We didn't sign off their mitigation plan. We didn't give them a go-ahead to do this. So we want to be safe, we want to save lives, and we want to adhere to the rules and regulations of sports, arts, and culture in the country.
All right, President Cecilia Molokwane of Netball South Africa, thank you so much for your time. The bubble was hugely successful late last year, and we hope that with the resumption of play, everything will be as is or even more successful. That's the President of Netball South Africa,